Computer. All right. So, hi everyone. Welcome to today's program, which is goal setting for 2022. And let me say that set yourself up for success in 2022, goal setting simplified for writers with Deb Eckerling. I'm going to make a couple of announcements. I'm going to share my screen real quick and then we'll get to our program. So we are Women's National Book Association, and I'm going to show you our website, and I will put that in the chat. My name is Elise Marie Collins, and I'm the president of Women's National Book Association. This is not the screen I meant to share, so let me go to the correct one. Here we go. Okay, so here's our website. WNBA San Francisco chapter, Women in the World of Words. And we were founded in 1967 by a pioneering Black librarian named Effie Lee Morris. And it is her 100th anniversary of her birth. We're talking about birthdays today. We've got some birthdays in the house. Joan DiStefano and our author speaker. Her book.
No, my book, not me. I'm Leo.
Yes, her book. We have our book anniversaries. What do we call them? Book birthdays. So just to call your attention to a couple things, you can join now. Here's how you join. Our membership runs between June 1st and May 31st, 2021. You can join anytime, but we encourage you to renew. And if you'd like to join today and you're a new member, we would like to offer you Deb's book. That will be your bonus. So please join and we'll send you a book. On April 30th, we have virtual Pitchorama 2022. We already have, I think we're already like almost a quarter, full with signups, and we just put this up last week. So Pitchorama, raise your hand if you've attended Pitchorama before. It's an amazing event, and we just keep getting better in our online virtual Pitchorama. So this year is going to be even better than the past years, and it is so much better online. I think there's a lot that's easier because you don't have to get dressed up. You don't have to park your car. You don't have to take BART to, and you don't have to fly into San Francisco. On January 28th, we have how to write about grief and loss related to the pandemic. This is all of our events right now are still free, and we just put this up literally within the last hour. So please go ahead and sign up. If you're not on our mailing list, you can join our mailing list right here in the top right corner, just above Join Now. So that's our website. I'll also put the link to our website in the chat. And now I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to introduce our speaker today. We're very excited. She's always a energetic and invigorating speaker for WNBA San Francisco. She's also on the board of Los Angeles Women's National Book Association chapter. Goal setting expert Debra Eckerling is the author of the award-winning Your Goal Guide, a roadmap for setting, planning, and achieving your goals, and creator of the DEB method, Deb method, system of goal setting simplified. Deb is on a mission to change goal culture. A workshop leader and corporate consultant, she helps entrepreneurs, executives, and individuals figure out what they want and how to get it. Debra is also the founder of Write Online, a website and community for writers, creatives, and entrepreneurs, as well as the host of #GoalChat, Twitter chat, and that's on Sundays at 7 p.m. And her tag, I'll put these all in the chat so I don't have to say them all, but she does Facebook Lives and LinkedIn Lives, and it's always fun to be part of her community. There's always interaction and a good discussion. It's not just like she's telling you what to do. You're always interacting, and she's always asking questions and sparking things within you. So I can't wait to hear what you have today. It's all yours, Deb.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I feel like I'm an honorary member and I feel like I am an honorary member of the San Francisco chapter, which, thanks to Mango, my publisher, and wonderful people like Elise. So I am so excited to help you all kick off the new year. If you were in here earlier, you heard me say that I'm like 3/4 of the way through this New Year celebration, because I start the new year in December to help give everybody a running start into 2022. And I'm just thrilled that you've all chosen yourself today, your futures, and joining me. And we're going to be going through a lot of stuff, because for me, it's all about setting yourself up for success this year, but also beyond. Like I said, we're going to go pretty quickly. A lot of great information. And I should also will. In my book, Your Goal Guide, which you get a copy of if you join as a member today, the first half of it goes through Deb, and then the second half is strategies for success. And as I said before, I'm just really excited to get you off on the right foot. And some of you already put in the chat, what's one goal that you want to say you accomplished at the end of this year? And it could be more than one, and it could be a writing goal, professional goal. It's dealer's choice. So whatever you want for yourself, I want to know what victory we're going to be celebrating this time next year. And this is the real secret to setting goals. To get what you want, you need to know what you want. And that's really why most goals fail. People overthink their goals, they underthink their goals, they don't look at the big picture, they're thinking about the now. And yes, sometimes you do have to think about the now, but when you're looking at goals and thinking about this future you want, if you really dig deep, when you really dig deep and think about, in my perfect world, what does that look like? That is the first step in setting yourself up for success, because what we all want is Goaltopia. Word I made up. Goaltopia is living your goals and living your dream life and achieving the goals you desire. And it all starts with Deb. But before we even get there, what is your goal? And again, we're talking to writers. Are you looking to be a published author, a syndicated writer? Do you want to create a shiny new writer platform, be a produced screenwriter, get an agent, get a new column, start a podcast? Whatever it is that you want to bring into your writing life, it starts with you. So think about the big picture when you're living Goaltopia. Are you, I used to say, wasn't the writer's dream to be locked up in a cabin with no one disturbing them to be writing? And now that's like everybody's reality. So what is your writer dream? Did you used to dream of speaking to sold out crowds? Now you want to speak to sold out Zooms. Are you a self-published author looking for an agent and a publisher for your next work? Are you looking to finish your next work because you've got that writing dream? Whatever it is, it's within your reach. It's all about choosing yourself and prioritizing the time to create what it is you want out of your life. Again, I am Deb, author of Your Goal Guide and founder of the Deb Method, which is my system for goal setting simplified. More about that in a sec. A little bit more about me and the things that I believe in, other than writing and, well, actually it's on here. Talking is, I love writing. I really, really love talking. It's really a toss up to what I love best. And as Elise mentioned, I lead workshops, I do corporate and individual consulting, and I host a Twitter chat, a live show, and a podcast, all with the goal of helping people stay motivated and inspired to live the life they desire. The other two things I believe in, very important. Dancing is my favorite form of exercise, and I believe cooking is one of the best ways that you can be productive, because while you cook using your air fryer, Instant Pot, waffle maker, or other tool of choice, you can get things done. And I'll go into that a little bit more when we're talking about strategies for success. And you're wondering, who is Deb? What is Deb? Deb stands for Determine Your Mission, Explore Your Options, Brainstorm Your Path. And I believe when you do that groundwork, when you figure out the foundation for your future, that puts you in the best possible position to create the life you want and set yourself up for success. And we will go through all of Deb, but we're really going to focus on that first bit, determining your mission, figuring out what it is you want to be able to say at the end of this year or in 5 years. What do you want your future to be? And then you can create goals that build to it. Determining your mission really starts with visualization. When you think about the life you want, what does that look like? And feel free to put in the chat your visual, your ideal life. Does anybody want to share? Elise, would you like to share?
Ideal life.
Yes, when you think about the life you want. We are recording, aren't we? I was supposed to.
We are, yes. I was just sending the link to somebody who didn't get it. So my ideal life is things run smoothly. I think of finding a balance between, balance in every day, enjoying solitude and writing, and also being out in the world and forward facing. That's always a challenge for me as a writer because I love both, but sometimes, it can skew in the wrong direction. Or
right. So
it can go either too much outward or too much inward.
Yes. And we've all had a lot of inward, and we start going outward, and then we have to go hide, head for the hills and hide again. Also a challenge. So at least as a human, as a writer, your impact, what is the impact you want to leave upon the world?
I want to help elevate very sensitive people who I think struggle because the world was, we're coming out of the Industrial Revolution, even though it's the 2022s, I think we're still living in the past. So I want to help the future and really help people to be more mindful and sensitive. And I want to help the creatives move forward in a healthy and balanced way.
Got it. That's awesome. And did you notice I tricked you into embodying everything under determining your mission? Because so it starts with that visualization, and then you go take inventory, write your current bio. What does your life look like right now? What is your future bio? And again, it could be at the end of the year. It could be by your next birthday, whether it's today or not, because I know we have a birthday in the house, or 5 years from now. And even though things are changing so ridiculously awesome, shall we say, even though things are changing so ridiculously now, some things are good, some things are bad, we can still look at that future. If you want to be a published author, you don't have to wait until things get back to the next normal. I start calling it the new normal, and then I change it to the next because we get a new normal every month or so. And things like Pitchorama are wonderful because you have virtual options. So what is your life now? What is your future life? And then it goes to that mission. And your mission incorporates the who you are, what makes you unique, what makes you special, and what ways in which you want to help the world. And it can be to inform and entertain, which is very common writer mission, but it can also, you can create things, products and services that are in alignment with that mission. And then again, you have your motto. So my mission is to use my background, my experience, my system, my workshops, my coaching, my consulting, my cheerleading to help as many people as possible figure out what they want and how to get it, so they can in turn help others. And then because the mission statement is so long, it's very helpful to have a motto, and that can be a tagline you already have. My motto is Goal-Setting Simplified. And the purpose of the motto is, while you should know, while ideally you know your mission statement backwards, forwards, and upside down, your motto is a short, fun, snappy way to incorporate everything about your mission that it helps you stay in alignment. So as I said, mine is Goal-Setting Simplified. So everything I do, whether it is a workshop or a book or a course or whatever, an article, it's all got that simplified manner, because changing your life is challenging enough. I believe the instructions need to be easy, so I made them really easy. So who wants to play? Who wants to share their visualization? And you can just unmute if you'd like to chime in. I guess we have no timers. That's okay. If you want, are there any questions about this aspect?
I have a question. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, feel free to put the questions in the chat because Elise is watching it. Elise, do you have a question?
Yeah, with visualize, how does that tie in? I mean, I find visualization very powerful, but I think for my mission, I haven't really visualized it. So how do you go about doing that? Crystallizing it into a visualization.
Well, think about it this way. To get what you want, you need to know what that is. And it's so powerful when you can see what that is. So it starts with meditation, which I know for you is literal meditation, but for others, meditation might be gardening. I know it's winter, but California. It may be gardening or baking or running or other form of exercise, when you're doing things disconnected and you let your mind wander. And it can be daydreaming. Think about anything that's possible, because in your mind, everything is possible. And once you get some form of visualization in your head, then find something that's concrete that you can create a visual of. Now, and you can put this link in the chat. If you go to thedebmethod.com/VSH, it's a link to my virtual scavenger hunt. And I believe I've done that workshop as well for WNBA San Francisco, and I'm sure that link is somewhere too. But the idea is, okay, you want to create some sort of visualization. And I say you do one thing for every letter of the alphabet, or make a list of 50. So 26 things or 50 things. I'm this huge fan of brainstorming. And the reason I like the alphabet is you kind of have to stretch your mind. What is one thing for every letter? And if you're stuck, you can cheat, X a Xerox copy of me so I could do more things, or learn the xylophone. Some of them, you can get a little bit goofy, but the thing with brainstorming, and then the other part of it is, okay, 1 through 26 with the letters of the alphabet, or just 50 things. And the reason why when you brainstorm, you want to do at least 20, I know I gave you more than that, is because the first 5 things and the second 5 things come easy. But once you start hitting 11, 20, 30, you have to really stretch your brain, but also allow yourself to imagine that anything is possible, because if the last 2 years have told us anything, we can pretty much make whatever we need to work. We've had to really released our creativity to get things when we were in lockdown, to get information, to shop, to find services that we need to get things to our home. So we had to hack the system. So think creatively of what you want to create, what you want your life to be.
So Deb, I'm sorry.
Oh, so for example, and then I'll get to your question or comment, Jerry.
Thanks.
For example, if you want to have your book on the bookshelves, take a photo from a bookstore that maybe a friend has put up with their book on it, and mock up your book cover and put it in a bookstore, and paste that photo somewhere where you can see it every day, because you can see what you're working towards. If you want to speak to if you want to speak on a TEDx, get a screenshot from a TEDx and put your face on there and put your title and put that, because that's something you're working towards. And then The way that I have with my virtual vision board scavenger hunt, it's more about creating a vision board, so putting a few things together. But whether you're doing a dream board, vision board, whatever you want to call it, or a single or double image, doesn't matter. What matters is you want to have something out there that you can look at as a reminder of what you're working towards. Jerry, you had a question or a comment or something.
Thinking about the visualizing, and I do well with deadline. I'm a real deadline person, former journalist. And I was thinking about what you were saying. Goal for this year, there's steps that need to be accomplished in the process. So I'm looking at calendar of the year and saying, okay, I'm
Is Jerry fading in and out for everybody?
This at this time, which would be, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fading in and out.
Oh.
Yeah, you keep freezing on me. And so, but you're asking about the steps you need to do to get the things done?
Right.
Okay, we're gonna get there.
Okay. I was just saying a calendar works well for me.
Oh, to have your visualization on the calendar and the deadlines.
Yes.
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay, that's it. Thanks.
Excellent. Are there any questions, any more questions about this portion of it? So you have this life that you want, that you know you want. You've got your mission, you have your motto. What do you do with it? So this is what I call the research phase, is explore your options. So you want to be a best-selling author, but you just keep getting stuck in outlines, or you've always written nonfiction, but you really want to write a novel, but you're not quite sure, or you want to create something for your author platform, but you don't know, do I want to start a podcast or do a new blog or whatever? So whatever you're writing, or you want to get writing assignments for new publications, whatever it is you think you want, the first step is something I call directed journaling, and it's my take on journaling. And this, how it works, is to schedule 3, 4, 5, 15-minute sessions with yourself. And all you're going to be doing is brainstorming the answer to a question or a series of related questions. What's next for me? What do I want? I want to write this book. What should it be on? Well, I love to explore this and that, but I'm really interested in writing about this, and on and on and on. And the trick with directed journaling is don't read your ramblings until after you've done the exercise 3, 4, or 5 times, because then you can go back and find the common themes, the things that you've written about more, the ones that you get really excited about are the ones that you're going to put all your energy behind, and those are what you need to pay attention to. You may think that you were interested in one subject, but in your directed journaling, you mentioned something you thought was just a passing phase like 10 times. Those are the things to pay attention to, so you can list your common themes, identify your options, and do some research if you need to get educated on what it would take to write in a certain genre or to start a web show or whatever. Do your Googling, look to see what workshops are available either through WNBA-San Francisco, LA chapter, really any of the chapters, or the bookstores. A lot of organizations are still doing free things online. So look at what is out there, do some research, and make a choice. One choice, a series of choices, all with service to that mission, to that motto. So any questions on this aspect? I'm going to keep going. So you come out of explore your options. I want to be a best-selling author. I want to get an agent. I want to get my book out there. This is what I'm passionate about this year. Excellent. So how are you going to do it? Again, brainstorm. Start by writing all of your goals, and it can be your goals for the month, the year, the quarter. I'd say do some specific to around now, but put in your big picture goals, put in your dream and stretch goals, and also put in some easy goals because I want you to have wins. So I'm talking all your professional goals, personal goals, long-term goals, short-term goals, benchmarks, action items, everything. And then you're going to divide and conquer. So separate them out into the personal and the professional goals, and then group like goals together. So you want to become a best-selling author and be published traditionally. If you want that, you need an author platform, and a huge part of your author platform is your website, and you need to build your website. So a website would be one of your short-term goals that lead to one of your long-term goals. And then you want to break it down even further. What are the technical aspects? Where am I going to do my hosting? Need to get the URL, figure out your templates. Then the second part being the content and branding around your website. What are your colors? What's your tagline? Which you should have by now because we've been talking motto, right? All those bits. Do you want to use photos? Do you want to use illustrations or other kinds of art? So the look of your website's another element, and then the content itself. Are you going to blog? Are you going to do a podcast? What sorts of things are you going to write to show your expertise, to develop your following, and to get that very important marketing piece in line before you start sending your work out? So all these action items make up each benchmark. All the benchmarks together build to the short-term goal of creating your author platform, which will help you with your long-term goal of becoming a best-selling, traditionally published author. Simple, right? All the steps, you're just putting all the puzzle pieces together. And the other reason I love brainstorming so much is people try to figure things out in their head. It's not that easy. It is much easier to draw conclusions, to make plans when you're writing things out and you have it in front of you so you can organize, so you can figure out your process. The other thing that's important is to look at your personal goals. Now, some of your personal goals will be project goals, and this kind of straddles both, because I saw someone in the chat said to find a new job. Great goal, and something that is a little bit of personal and professional, can be approached the same way. First step, what kind of job do I want? Then look at the different benchmarks and research the companies, the type of position, if you need additional training, what things do you need to put together for the background so you can start your job search, fix your LinkedIn profile. So all that background. And then maybe another is to do some actual conversational research, do informational interviews with people, find your connections and your connectors to see who knows what about what you want to do, or who knows people they can introduce you to. So the whole interactive research portion. And then the materials you need, the cover letter, the amped up resume, things, portfolio pieces. So all those different pieces need to be working in tandem for you to reach that short-term goal of finding work. So your project lifestyle goals, whether it's you want to build a tree house or renovate a room in your home, same way, what are the steps, put them together and make a timeline. For more lifestyle goals, these are things like networking goals or a healthier living or saving money or even travel. For those, what you want to do is, again, brainstorm, write your list of everything that you need to know or to do that relate to this. So personal goals, healthier lifestyle, what does that mean? Make your list and then schedule an appointment where maybe the beginning of each week, you take time to map out what you're going to be doing for your personal goals that week. So I'm going to work out these 3 times. I'm going to go to the grocery store once and have this time to write the recipes. So for lifestyle, you want an appointment once a week to maintain to move forward. Let's say you want to have more me time, appointment once a week for your me time or twice a week, but put that in stone in your calendar. So when it comes up, okay, stop everything. It is time for me. So that is, I'm delving a little into setting yourself up for success, but that's really how the lifestyle goals work. Claiming an appointment to work towards them as opposed to mapping them out and doing them step by step. Any questions? I think I keep going then.
Well, I do have a question.
Oh,
Is this similar to time blocking?
yes, I'm going to talk about that in a second. I
Okay.
love time blocking because, and I just did an article that I'll put in the chat after I go through this about why a timer is one of my favorite tools. So let me jump to the next page. And I did mention in the description, you know, whether you're a planner or pantser, you can use these ways to set yourself up for success. And the first thing you want to do is to post your goals everywhere, you know, whether it's the top 5 right now or 3 personal, 3 professional, put them where you will look at them. I always talk like this with my hand to the right because that's where all my lists live in my office. But find a spot, like if you are a yoga teacher, maybe you want your list on the corner of your yoga mat. You know, one corner's got your list, one corner has your motto. So every time you're in downward dog, they're staring right at you. What works for you is what's going to work, is the name of the game. The other thing that I love are to-do lists. So just like you want to brainstorm all your goals for the foreseeable future, some people like to do it on Friday at the end of the week or maybe Sunday, but make a laundry list of everything that you need to get done that week. And then again, divide it by client, by project, by personal and ongoing, and even promotion. You're an author, you need promotion time for your tasks throughout the week as well. So you make your big list, divide it out, and then you go into your calendar and set appointments to do the things that are on your list. So I work with clients, I do corporate work, I also do freelance writing, and then I've got work I do for my book and promoting and interviewing. So my calendar, as you would imagine, is filled with a lot of different time blocks because that's just the way it works. I like to have one day a week when I don't talk to anybody. That's where I tend to do my freelancing. And then I've got blocks of time in the morning and the afternoon for different promotional activities. I like to do my client calls in the morning when possible. Sometimes it isn't because of time changes. Actually, it should be the opposite because I'm LA. But anyway, I have some clients who like to talk in the afternoon. So I'll do in the afternoon, but the majority of my networking calls or my discovery calls, things that I do have control over, I like to put in the morning. And again, I love to have one day a week when I do my writing and I'm not on camera because you save so much time. But the idea about setting yourself up for success is to look at your life, you know, the things that you don't have control over, whether you have a day job or scheduled assignments or whatever, and you can put those in your calendar as well, but then put in your goal time. So if you're working on a book and you look at your calendar and it is full, then think about what you can set for yourself, for your goals, that you will actually be able to do. And even if it's only an hour a week, that's fine. I would rather you put an hour a week appointment in your calendar every week or 2 half-an-hour slots or what have you, and be able to do those appointments and have that success than to put, oh, I'm going to do an hour every day, but then you fall by the wayside on the second day and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm never going to catch up. Oh, well, I'll start again next week. Much better to see what you can do, set that appointment, block that time, and do the work, and then go about your merry way. I have something I call the 5 of 7 rule, which is my code for don't try and do something every day. We're all busy. And even if you say something like, oh, I'll do 15 minutes a day, that's no problem. Well, if you miss Sunday, then it's 30 minutes on Monday, 45 minutes on Tuesday. If you didn't have 15 minutes on Sunday, you probably don't have an hour on Wednesday, but maybe you have 15 minutes 3 days a week. That's the other one of my rules. When you make these appointments, if you have to, you can move them, but you cannot delete them. You're making a commitment to yourself, and the commitments you make to yourself should be as important as, if not more important, than the commitments you make to other people. So I talked about scheduling your time, but you can also track your time. Let's say you're going to commit to an hour a week, but you don't know when that hour is. So put it when you think it is. Maybe it's every Tuesday at 11, you've got that hour blocked. And then Tuesday at 11 comes along and you're like, you know what? Can't do it, but I can do it in the afternoon. So you move the appointment. And then after you do your goal work, make a note of what you accomplished. So you can either assign tasks or just assign the time and write the tasks afterwards. And the reason why tracking your time is so helpful is because when you're working on a passion project, and a lot of our writing projects are, you can get so bogged down in everything else that you really only have that hour a week or 2 hours a week to work towards them. And at the end of the month, you're like, oh my goodness, what have I done? I'm not getting anywhere. You can go look at your calendar and say, I did this, this, and this. I'm doing pretty well. So set appointments that set you up for success. So you will do the time, make the notes, and you can do this tracking in your calendar, or you can keep a Google document or a paper document where every day you just write a win. That works as well. But find a way to track your accomplishments and celebrate the little wins and the big wins, because that will keep you motivated and moving forward, which leads me to creating rules and rewards. So maybe one of your goals is more networking, and your rule is you have to attend 3 networking events a week. And the reward is if you do it for 3 weeks in a row, you can take a week off. So I can't decide your rewards. You have to figure out what those are, but look to, again, what would be a good thing, what will make you happy, and give those as incentives to keep moving forward. Any questions? Then let's talk about one more really important aspect, which is maintaining well-being while working towards your goals, keeping your family sane and happy, and the other, the day job, the regular work. What do you need to do? Well, the first thing is to set boundaries. Give yourself, and this is especially important if you have a day job, set a start time and an end time and a lunch time every day. And also set time to stop looking at your email, and then another one to stop responding to email. Because come on, our phones are, well, mine's being charged, but usually it is right here in my hand. At a certain point, you have to decompress and relax and get ready for sleep so you can be refreshed the next day. And I'm sure Elise, who was on my recent Goal Chat Live on dreams, where we're talking about sleep and rejuvenation, you need that time. You cannot function fully if all you are doing is working. And yes, that includes your writing work. So give yourself cutoff times for your day job. Give yourself cutoff times for your writing life. Maybe get up a little earlier or stay up a little bit later to get that writing time in. And then the other thing is on the weekends, don't work all weekends. I know I'm not going to tell you not to work weekends because that's just unrealistic. Give yourself at least a half a day off every weekend to do things for yourself, for your family. So look, same calendar, give yourself cutoff times. I have block times where people can't book me too. So Monday is the day that I do my live show. And unless I get a specific request, I don't do other appointments on Mondays. So I've got it completely blocked out. So I can get I do most of my marketing and scheduling stuff perhaps on Mondays. But if someone needs to come in there, I'll put the appointment in and I will take that time and give it back to myself later on. Don't overextend yourself. It's okay to say no. This is why the mission and the motto are really important. And you can have one for yourself, for your business, for each project. But when you have a mission and motto for things that you're working on, when opportunities come your way, you are better able to say no, because you will know what is in alignment with what you're working towards. So if someone wants you to speak on a panel and it's not your sweet spot, you can say, I would love to, but this is not going to work for me. Can we discuss doing X instead? Or can we revisit this in a few months? Because when you say no to something that isn't a fit, you're saying yes to yourself. You are also giving someone else the opportunity to say yes. So don't overdo. If people want, oh, this is something that came up a lot pre-pandemic, but also during the pandemic, people who are grandparents whose children want them to watch the grandkids, they're like, you don't work, you're just writing. This was a panel I did a couple of years ago, but it really stuck. When I asked the group, raise your hand if your family doesn't think you work because you're a writer, and half of the people there raised their hands. So give windows of availability to help your family. Say, this is my me time, but I can help you Tuesday and Thursday morning or Tuesday and Thursday afternoon. So be sure to and that goes into the boundaries and the don't overextend yourself category. Look at your life, see what will work, and you make the rules. And again, put those me time appointments, put the social appointments in there. This is educational, but it's social because, and this is great for me because I don't know most of you. And I have like almost 18 new friends because I went to a workshop. I led to. You may meet new friends because you came to this workshop, and be sure to connect with me and with each other because you never know. You can't reach your goals on your own. You need your people. And now you have some more people to add in there. And also have fun, because if what you're working on is not bringing you joy, it's going to show. Just like when you love something, all the excitement, the joy kind of spills out of you. If you don't like what you're working on, that's the vibe you give off as well. So if you're not having fun, take a step back, reassess, maybe go back to D, see if you need to adjust your goals, your mission, your Goaltopia, and then step forward. Please connect with me. You can email me info@thedebmethod.com. And as we mentioned before, I lead a Twitter chat Sunday night at 7 p.m. Pacific called Goal Chat. Mondays at 4 p.m. I do Goal Chat Live, where I bring in 3 friends from different parts of my life to dive deep into a topic. And then Thursdays, they magically become episodes of the Deb Show podcast. And you can follow me at the Deb Method everywhere on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I've got a YouTube channel. Connect with me on LinkedIn. If you'd like to learn more about my book, you can find it on Amazon or your favorite place to buy books. And I've got a Facebook group for people reading your goal guide so they can ask questions, share their journey, get a little extra motivation. And if you're interested in learning more about me and my goal coaching, just go to thedebmethod.com/goals. And thanks, it's been fun. Any questions? Okay, we're done, Elise.
Okay, maybe give it a moment if anybody has any questions. Oh, great. Yeah, it's such good advice, and we'll send out, yeah, there will be a replay if you join late. We'll send that out to you. I would encourage everyone to join the any events and anything, all the groups that Deb runs, because they are very interactive. You know, as we all know, some groups are not as interactive, and hers are always fun, and they do get you engaged and fired up in creating your goals. So,
Thank you, Elise. And it's always fun to be here and to connect with you and the lovely people of San Francisco and beyond.
yes. And what is your role? What is your role on the board in the Los Angeles chapter?
I'm vice president of the
Yay.
LA chapter,
Wonderful.
which means I get to do events.
Yeah, yes.
And we have fun. We do an event that we call Share and Tell, and it's all about the interactivity, making new friends, see what you need, but also how you help, and to make those connections. And everybody's talking. I know you're taking lots and lots of notes. The first half of your goal guide will take you through Deb, and there are worksheets in the back of the book as well. And then the second half is even more strategies for success. And again, you can reach out to me anytime at info@thedebmethod.com. And if you connect anywhere and everywhere, connect on LinkedIn and follow at the Deb Method.
So I do see a question. Do you offer any events for young professionals? This is from Juliana Holshoe, just out of college, trying to balance their full-time job and passion project. Yeah, that's such a great question.
Yes, I offer, you know, the one thing that you're not supposed to say is who do you help is everyone, but yes, but I do workshops for organizations, for companies, and it's really for all stages in life. Whether I've done workshops for real estate agents and doctors and lawyers, and I have a soft spot for young professionals because that's when people I think need the skills the most, is to really find that balance now, especially in the crazy world, and develop habits to help elevate them in their career and beyond. So please reach out. So what are everybody's goals for this year? I know we said it earlier. People were putting this in the chat. As we're talking, I should also put in the link for my other Facebook group, which is Right On Online. And that's all about goal setting, out of accountability and community.
Such a big one.
Yes. And so every day I have a different thread. Monday is what are your networking goals for the week? What are your goals? Blog share day, toot your horn Thursday, which is my favorite. Photo Friday, share a pic from your week, and then weekend plans. And what I love about that is within the threads, people can make connections. And even the people that I bring together for my Goal Chat Live videos, I've seen them interview each other on their shows. So I get to introduce them to each other and everybody to everyone's communities. And
I also wanted to announce to everyone, if you joined a little later, if you would like to join WNBA San Francisco chapter and you're not a member, we would like to offer you a copy of your goal guide by Deb. And I put the link to our website in the chat, and join is on the right-hand corner bottom, and it says join here, and you can join our organization. And we've got so many opportunities to have supportive community. You're joining a network of women in the world of words, women in book publishing, authors, librarians, across the country because we're a national organization. We have an LA chapter, which is Deb is representing, and we have our San Francisco chapter, and there's chapters all throughout the United States.
And I wouldn't, if it weren't for Mango, I wouldn't be involved with either chapter, because I believe even before my book came out, I was doing goal setting workshops for San Francisco. And I got involved in LA as webinar coordinator. And then the pandemic happened and everything was webinar, which was great for me because one of the blessings of the pandemic is I've met more people in the last 2 years than I ever could in a lifetime, just in LA.
Wonderful. So yeah, join our mailing list for the same. It's on our website, and you can just join if you don't want to join today. And make sure if you are a member, also make sure you're getting our emails because there's so many opportunities to get involved. Feel free to send me an email. Everybody should have got a confirmation from me, and you'll get a follow-up email from Deb with the recording and with all her information too, if you missed anything. Anything else? Anybody? Deb, anyone?
If you do one thing today, I want you to take either what you wrote in the chat, or if you didn't and kept it for yourself, that's fine. But I want you to write out at least 3 things that you want to accomplish by the end of the year and put it somewhere and look at it every day. Now, if you do 2 things, I want you to go and create some form of visualization. And it can be a vision board, or it can just be one thing. I promised a link to another article, so I'm going to grab that real quick. I contribute to a website called Writers on the Move. And so every month I do a different guest post, but they also have really good articles and resources for writers. But this was 5 ways to use a timer for productivity, because your timer really is your BFF when you're working, because it not only, let's say you only have a half an hour to do something, instead of looking at the clock, you just set the timer, and then when it goes off, you know you have to get on to something else. But I want you to claim your goals. So this time next year, I'm going to ask, what was your biggest win last year? And what do you want to say this year? Oh, do that too. Make a list of your wins from last year, because that will also keep you motivated. So 3 homeworks: claim your goals, claim your visualization, and make your list of wins. And if you only do those 3 things, you're going to find you're going to be in really good shape for the new year, but you're going to want to do even more of the things. And again, if you follow me and join my groups, you will also be notified of my upcoming shows and events. And thank you, and connect on LinkedIn, because I also publish articles there sometime as well. So another great, if you are not on LinkedIn, you should be on LinkedIn, because that is your best connection to professionals.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. Keep in touch, and I can't wait to hear all of your successes, and see you on Deb's chats and in the next WNBA San Francisco or Los Angeles event. Woohoo!
Thank you so much.
Bye.